Hey folks, it's Keith Beardsley of the Beardsley Real Estate Team with Century 21. Here today with a quick market update for the Kemptville-North Grenville area. Now let's get into a quick overview and then we'll see what we've got as we go along. So number one, we did have the interest rate adjustment. It dropped by about half a point for mortgages. We're not really seeing that much of an impact yet. We are seeing a little bit in that $500,000 to $600,000 price range, but I'm not seeing a lot of numbers moving in other price ranges just yet. Not to say that it won't happen, that we won't see the change when the spring comes as well, once buyers have had a chance to reassess what they want, where they want to go, and so on. Now, before we get into the actual Kemptville numbers, I just want to remind everybody I do a free market evaluation. When I do the free market evaluation, I like to do it with just the facts, no phony baloney, no inflated prices, no pressure, no arm twisting, none of that, and of course, no gimmicks either. And when you think of a gimmick, just look around and see what's out there. And as my parents used to say, sounds too good? It probably is. Now, on top of everything else, just again remind you, I'm a seniors real estate specialist certified. If you look at this face, I'm also a senior. So I understand perfectly well what a senior is going through when they're getting ready to sell their home. Happy to discuss that with you. Also a seller specialist, certified seller specialist. In Ontario, you cannot call yourself a specialist unless you actually have the paper and that to back it up. And I've got more than enough of that. So the Kemptville numbers, Kemptville-North Grenville, very interesting area. It's made up of 3 MLS codes, which is a bit unusual for an area this size, or for the town of Kemptville as an example, which is subdivided a little bit. So what are we looking at? Total sales, Kemptville-North Grenville, 270 this year, which really is not a bad number. Of that, the houses make up 236 and condos 34. So we are seeing a bit more action in that condo market. It's moving a little bit better than it has in past years, and good news for the owners of those particular buildings. Now, another interesting factor with Kemptville, which we don't have in many of our other rural markets, is the number of builders. Now, several builders have put models basically on the MLS, so they are competing directly head-to-head with resale homes. So if you look at the Kemptville area so far this year, of that 270 total, 32 were brand new from a builder. So the actual sale number for resale homes is around 238. Now that does not count the number of other people who bought from a builder, but maybe bought something that wasn't advertised on the MLS. Because builders like to put a home on, which will match what's out there in the resale market. And then once the person's in the door and the buyer's all keen and excited, they upsell them, for who knows what, for new flooring, new kitchen cabinets. Or maybe you'll like this model over here, which isn't on the MLS, and so on. So there's always a drain of buyers over to the new home builders. Over time, though, it does tend to even out because the builders are advertising, and that's bringing more buyers into the market. And a lot of the buyers will look at the new homes and decide, no, that's not for them. They don't like that type of subdivision. They want to be in the country. Who knows? Lots of reasons why buyers buy a home. Another very important number that I like to look at is what is called the months of inventory. How many months would it take for every house that's on the market right now in the Kemptville-North Grenville area to sell? So if you look at the 3 districts that sort of makes up the Kemptville-North Grenville market, 801, which is the area, what we would call the older area of Kemptville, the one where there's a lot of really nice older bungalows, smaller bungalows, as well as some of the condos and that. The months of inventory down there is 3.6. So it is almost into a balanced market. If it was to reach 4 months supply, we would definitely be in a balanced market. So that's a market that if you're selling, you have to be a little careful on your price. 802, which is that area on the other side of the 416 that borders over onto the North Dundas mountain area. Right now, they're looking at 4.2 months of inventory. Not that dissimilar to what's happening on the North Dundas side. Mountain's got a higher months of inventory as well. So they are definitely in that balanced market right now. All the balanced market means is both buyers and sellers have to be careful. You can still make a good deal, and both sides will be happy, but be careful. On the other area, which is area 803, this is a huge MLS code, which essentially starts with the EQ Homes, goes down the river all the way to the border with Merrickville, across from there, and then eventually up through Oxford Station, Oxford Mills, Bishop's Mills, and so on, and swings back up to the highway. So there it's 3.0 months. So essentially all of the Kemptville-North Grenville area is either in a balanced market condition or right on the edge of one. So like I say, it's just a matter of everybody has to be a little bit more careful in pricing, and if you're a buyer, don't come out with lowball offers. Sellers are not going to look at them. So there you go. So some good numbers, some interesting numbers for the Kemptville area. So there you go. That's a very quick summary of the Kemptville market and the overall market in general. Always happy to talk real estate with you. If you have questions on this market or another one, you can always give me a call or a text at 613-552-0851. You can also go into our website, www.beardsleyteam.ca. You can check us out there. You can look at all the different client reviews. There's loads and loads of client reviews there, including a lot of 5-star Google reviews as well. So no problems at all. You can email us from that particular website at all. And remember, who you use really matters. Keith Beardsley of the Beardsley Real Estate Team with Century 21, wishing you a great day.